When you walk into a Burlington, you're walking into amazing prices and great gifts. That's main character energy. Because at Burlington, the holiday savings aren't the only things turning heads. Discover quality finds and perfect presents for everyone on your list, even those who are hard to shop for. Toys and jewelry to new beauty brands and styles, these gifts go seamlessly from our stores to under your tree. Seriously, with these savings, why shop anywhere else?
Burlington deals, brands, wow.
Okay, so let's get right into it. If you're a senior leader and you're looking for your next big move, you're probably thinking about polishing up that resume, right? Hitting the job boards hard. But what if I told you that for C-suite positions, that whole strategy, it's just plain wrong? Today, we are going to unlock the real playbook for the executive job search.
And that's really the hard truth of it. You know, for roles like a CEO, a CFO, or a COO, the path to landing that job, it doesn't run through a digital application queue. No, it's a completely different game. And it's one that's won in a place most job seekers, well, they never even get to see.
So let's just tackle this executive application myth head on. At this level, you see, companies aren't just scanning for keywords and skills. They are looking for trust, for reputation, for proven leadership. And when you click that apply button, you just become another resume in a massive pile, when what you really need is to be seen as the solution to a huge problem.
So if these jobs aren't being filled on the big job boards, where are they? Well, they're filled in what we call the invisible trust economy. Now, this isn't some physical place you can go to. It's really a network of relationships and credibility that's been built up long before a job is ever even posted publicly.
Yeah, the real marketplace for top-tier talent. It operates totally behind the scenes. It's not run by algorithms, It's powered by human connection. We're talking about conversations between peers, private emails that completely bypass HR, and those all-important warm introductions from trusted contacts. That is where the real decisions get made.
And this invisible trust economy, it runs on one single currency: pre-existing credibility. Just think about it for a second. A board of directors isn't going to hire their next CEO from a cold application they found online. No way! They're going to turn to their network and they're going to ask, who do you trust? Who has solved this exact problem before? Your entire goal is to be the name that comes up in that conversation.
Okay, so to operate successfully in this economy, you have to make a fundamental shift in your mindset. You've got to stop thinking of yourself as a candidate who's looking for a job, and you need to start acting like a peer, an equal, who's exploring opportunities and offering value. This right here is the absolute key to unlocking everything.
All right, let's break this down because this difference is so critical. The candidate mindset asks for favors, right? It says, can you help me find a job? Which immediately puts the other person in an awkward position. But the peer mindset, that's totally different. It says something like, hey, I'm exploring my next chapter, and I'd really value your perspective. See the difference? One begs for a favor, the other starts a strategic conversation between equals. You're not looking for leads, you're building credibility and actually creating your own opportunities.
And that is the whole point. Every single interaction you have is a chance to build. You're not asking for a handout. You're a strategic partner who's showing their value. What you're doing is building visibility in the right circles, and you're laying the foundation for your next big role, one conversation at a time.
Okay, so you get the concept, you've got the mindset, so what's the first thing you actually do? Well, it's time to strategically re-engage your network.
It all begins right here. Not with strangers, not with recruiters you've never met, but with the people who already know you, who already respect you, and who can vouch for your work and your values. You're going right back to the original source of your professional trust.
So who are these people we're talking about? Well, it could be your former bosses who saw your leadership up close, board members who understand high-level strategy, even your old direct reports. They can speak to your management style. And think about vendors you worked with, your peers. These are all these dormant relationships that hold just a tremendous amount of potential, all because that trust is already baked in. And the outreach itself, it's actually super simple. You are not sending a long, formal email with your resume attached. Please don't do that. You're making a real human connection. Start by remembering your time together, a shared project or a good memory, and then you use the key phrase, I'd value your perspective as I think about my next chapter. It's respectful, it's peer-to-peer, and it just opens the door for a real conversation.
And this really gets to the core philosophy of the whole thing. By asking for their perspective, you're making it about them. You're valuing their wisdom and their experience. It just immediately stops being a transaction, and it becomes a genuine reconnection. And that is so much more powerful.
And here's the magic of this approach, really. When you focus on genuinely reconnecting with people, you don't even have to ask for job leads. It's amazing. People will naturally start to connect the dots in their head. They'll start thinking, you know who would be absolutely perfect for that opening at Company X? The opportunities just start to follow as a natural byproduct of you building your network the right way.
So let me leave you with this. This isn't just some interesting information. This is a call to action. Right now, as you're listening to this, I want you to think, who is it? Who is that one former boss, that one trusted peer, that one board member who already knows your value? That person. That's your starting point. That's your first step to unlocking the invisible market. Go make that connection.